things that I've grown accustomed to when it comes to Bears football. Crappy quarterback play, bad offenses, overinvesting in the defense, bad head coaches, in over their head general managers, a bunch of losing, and most notably of all from Bears fans, a whole bunch of shit ton of excuses that aren't merited, deserved, or justified. That is Bears football! And we're entering yet another cycle of this where now we start to talk about Ryan Poles, the general manager of the Chicago Bears. And it astounds me the level of depth that a number of Bears fans that I see writing about the team, talking about the team on social media, will point the finger almost solely and exclusively at the head coach and the coaching staff who do suck and ignore other segments of the organization, notably the quarterback and the general manager. Now, there are certainly non-football reasons for that, whatever, but let's keep it to football here, shall we? Because we're at this point now where you need to have this conversation, you need to come to grips with reality. Ryan Poles is not good at his job. He's not. And he needs to be shown the door. You can see so many different excuses and defenses and justifications for Ryan Poles. But if Matt Eberflus and Gutless Getsy are going to get all the shit talking and the blame and accountability for the team being 6-22 under their watch, then the general manager that hired those fucking idiots and built the underperforming shitty roster deserves the same level of criticism. I don't want to hear your bullshit about, well, Ryan Pace got 7 years. Yeah, he got a few too many. He did. Just because other guys got different things doesn't mean that you give Ryan Poles 5 more fucking years. That's dumb. It'd be like saying, well, Matt Eberflus got hired into a situation they tore it down to the studs. He deserves more time. Why would he? He's done absolutely nothing to show you that he deserves or merits that. Ask him a question about anything about why the team's not playing better. It's not about the fucking coaching. It's about the execution. I'm the coach. Myself, my coaches, we know what the fuck we're doing. It's the players. Who the fuck would want to play for that type of loser? Serious question. And as much as it's fun to talk about the Scarecrow and the fucking Cowardly Lion, that's Eberflus and fucking gutless Luke Getsy, we got to start talking about the Tin Man and no heart for the game. Like, hire this fat ass and he's not even the right type of fat ass. He doesn't look like, he doesn't present himself like he's a fat because he ate a bunch of Chicago pizza or a bunch of bacon cheeseburgers and like bacon cheese fries. He strikes me as a Twinkies and ding dongs type of guy. Fucking ain't winning with that. All jokes aside, let's stick to the football, right? Because the football is where it fucking matters. If you're going to blame the coaches for the 6-22 record, the GM is not only as responsible, is more responsible because he's accountable for hiring these fucking coaches and bringing in the players that aren't getting the job done. And I don't want to hear your fucking excuses about, well, this is a rebuild. This is going to take time. Bullshit. The Houston Texans had the 2nd overall pick in the draft. They're 6-4. Strength of schedule difference between the two, Bears have a very slight advantage, but it is very slight, so you can't use that. The Bears suck dick against a soft-ass schedule. The Houston Texans are 6-4. Why? Because they have the franchise quarterback that the Bears don't. You know, Bears fans still holding on to that hope for Justin Fields. Whatever. Not the conversation for this video. They have the right head coach in DeMeco Ryans, the right offensive coordinator in Bobby Slowick. The Chicago Bears have Matt Eberflus and Luke Getsy. Don't hit me with that fucking rebuild shit. The Colts had the 4th overall pick. Anthony Richardson's missed most of the year due to a shoulder injury, and they're sitting at 5-5. Against basically the same strength of schedule. As you look deeper and deeper, more and more, these excuses just don't fucking hold up. And when you talk about the NFL in the modern day, any rebuild that lasts over a year is a failed rebuild. Especially when you consider the Bears last year were 3-14, tore it down to the studs. Fine. It wasn't his original intent, so he couldn't even fucking get that right. That's why he didn't trade Roquan and Robert Quinn until mid-season. Give me a fucking break. Got less for them in return than if he would have traded them before the season. So again, why the fuck are Bears fans giving Ryan Poles so much benefit of the doubt? Why? Why? I'm serious. Like, why? He has the top overall pick, the most cap space, and the Bears sit at 3-8. 3-8 after a 3-14 season. Even if the Bears win a couple of more games, sit there and say, well, the realistic expectations were 6 or 7 wins this year. If those are the realistic expectations, that's because your GM is fucking incompetent and doesn't need another year. He doesn't. The same guy that is overinvested on the defense in bad ways comes in the 2022 draft and his first 2 picks just had to be fucking DBs. Kyler Gordon's okay. Jaquan Brisker, I'm actually starting to question that. When the name of the game was to put as much help around Justin Fields as humanly possible, this dumbass spent his first 2 picks on defensive backs because that's going to fucking help Justin Fields. And then when he finally did address the offense, he took a 25-year-old project in Velus Jones that for somehow, some way, some reason still is on the Bears active roster when he brings nothing to the fucking table. Okay, he drafted Braxton Jones. He drafted a Charles Leno level left tackle. Solid, not spectacular. Whoop-de-doo. This guy gets the most cap space with all of his maneuvering and everything, and his number 1 priority is to fucking ridiculously invest in the linebacker position. You trade away Roquan because you don't want to pay Roquan's price. You sign TJ Edwards. Okay, cool. I was okay with that one because it wasn't an onerous contract. It was solid value, solid guy. But then you sit there and fucking go pay Tremaine Edmonds big time money. Like, who fucking does that? Why would you sit there and trade away Roquan to then put even more money into the linebacker position? That doesn't make any fucking sense. Especially when you look at the teams that made the Super Bowl last year, the Chiefs and the fucking Eagles. Their spending at the linebacker position was a pittance compared to what the Bears and Ryan Poles decided to do. The same guy that traded what he had to know was going to be a high second-round pick for Chase Claypool, never bothering to ask himself the question of, why in the fuck would the Steelers want to be trading away their wide receiver 3? Why would I want to give up a high second-round pick for a wide receiver 3? Why would I want to outbid my fucking self? Then to sit there and do the same goddamn thing again to give up what's going to be a high second-round pick and then give a massive contract extension to a solid but nowhere near fucking elite edge in Montez Sweat. Oh, he had his first sack as a Bear in his 3rd game on Sunday. Whoopee, he was completely and totally unblocked. And when he has to go up against offensive tackles, you hardly hear shit from him. Because again, He had a few sacks in Washington this year, sure did. He was also the fourth guy on that defensive line. So not much focus or attention was put on him. Solid player. You shouldn't give up a second round pick and that big of a contract to this dude. It's fucking stupid. The overinvestment in the defense, right? Like you even look at this year. The Bears fans were talking about legitimately so, hey, you need to address the center position. I said Cody Whitehair has no business being a starter. This fucking idiot doesn't address the center position, puts himself in a spot where Cody Whitehair still has to be an offensive line starter anywhere in 2023, and assholes still want him to be around? Why? Because he peeled back from 1 to 9 and then from 9 to 10 and got DJ Moore and got some good draft capital. He got Darnell Wright. That's great. That was one really damn good series of moves that he made. I don't take that away from him at all. But I do question his eye for talent. I do question his judgment. I do question his roster build strategy. I question what the fuck he saw that led to him thinking Matt Eberflus was his fucking guy. And to sit there and say, well, you know, if you fire Eberflus, he could get a chance to hire his own guy again. He got it so fucking wrong the first time. Why in the fuck would you think he would get it right the second go round? You tell me. Glaring fucking holes he didn't address. You look at edge rusher. They signed Yannick Ngakoue right before fucking camp. Like, during camp, excuse me. Could have signed him earlier. Have to go trade for Montez Sweat because he didn't fucking address the position. You say DeMarcus Walker, they're playing DeMarcus Walker out of fucking position. He double dipped at defensive tackle, spent 3 of his first 4 picks this year's draft on the defense. Like, who the fuck does this? Who the fuck does this? This asshole has had 5, if you want to think of it this way, 5 second-round picks that he's invested on defense, including the Montez Sweat trade. Jaquan Brisker, Kyler Gordon, Tyreek Stevenson, Javon Dexter, Montez Sweat via trade, and a 6th second-round pick that he invested in fucking Chase Claypool. Look at how he's utilized these fucking second-round picks. And you want that guy to be around more, to build this roster more? Even bad general managers can make a good move here or there. Right? Am I wrong? Phil Emery was a terrible general manager, but he drafted Alshon Jeffrey. He traded for Brandon Marshall. He brought in Martellus Bennett. He actually put around Jay Cutler a really damn good offensive unit. And when they hired Mark Trestman in 2013, the offense was actually elite. Last I checked, neither unit is elite and is nowhere close to it because this dumb dick, I'm going to try and be balanced and complete in my roster build strategy, is a fucking failure. It's offense first. Or if you were going to go the Bears football route, then fuck the offense and elite up the hell out of the goddamn defense. Instead, he's trying to play the middle and the shit doesn't fucking work. You really want Ryan Poles sitting there and making the quarterback decision if they move on from Justin Fields? I fucking don't. Because the first move he made at the quarterback position was to sign P.J. Walker, who didn't even make it through training camp on the goddamn roster. Remember, his first free agent priority last year when he got the job was Larry Ogunjobi. It's not just bad that he failed the physical, but the fact is his first priority was not helping Justin Fields. It was fucking getting a 3 technique for his defensive-minded head coach that should have never been fucking hired. His roster build strategy is dumb. You're not seeing massive impact from a bunch of the draft picks. Darnell Wright looks like he's going to be really good. Braxton Jones, solid. A couple other guys, solid. But I'm not seeing big-time game breakers or difference makers. I'm just not. Like, y'all might be satisfied with this, but I'm tired of this shit. Enough of these on-the-job training fucking guys. Go fucking do what it takes. Bring in Ozzie Newsome and let's build a championship team.